All right, y'all. In this episode of our MPLOY Summer Lunch and Learn series at Butteriffic Bakery, we're excited to welcome Dwayne Chaffen, co-founder of Memphis Grindhouse Coffee, founded in 2019 by Dwayne Chaffen and Rick Askew. What it do, Rick? Memphis Grindhouse Coffee was built on a simple but powerful mission: serve great coffee while giving back to the Memphis community. The company has become known as a coffee with a cause, supporting literacy programs, local students, and community initiatives throughout the sales of its specialty grade coffee. During this Lunch and Learn, Dwayne shares valuable insights with our youth about entrepreneurship, building a brand, creating opportunities, and the importance of giving back while growing a successful business. His journey demonstrates that business success isn't just about profit, it's about purpose, impact, and serving your community. Dwayne Chaffen.
I'm a local native Memphian, and y'all have a question, please interrupt me, ask any questions you want. But I'm a local native Memphian. I grew up in the city. I love Memphis. I went to Mitchell High School. I'm from Auburn Homes. I'm your everyday, average person from Memphis that grew up in the city. I love our city. I think a lot of talent comes out of our city. I still work full time, and I do my business also. In the evenings and weekends, I am a computer engineer by trade. That is my professional career. I'm a computer trained system engineer. I deal on a daily basis. We deal with servers, networks, switches, routers, things like that. So I understand technology very. I don't know what if you figured out the career path that you want to go. STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, math. Y'all heard of STEM careers? STEM careers, where it's at, I promise you. If you find a career in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, math, and under those categories is different. You can be a mathematician, you can be a scientist, you can be a medical doctor, you can be an accountant, you can be it's different fields that you can take, jobs you can have under that. If you get a job in one of those career paths, I promise you will have a job for the next 20, 30 years. Especially in IT, information technology. As you guys know, I'm sure you've heard the word AI and artificial intelligence. With the data craze that's going on right now, AI is busting at the seams. It's completely changing the way that we work and the way we live and play in society. And so the way the future will look, and what I mean by that is the next 2-3 years, but let's just say within the next 5 years, companies are going to want, and this has started out to happen right now as we speak. Companies are not looking for people that can do jobs in a traditional sense. They're looking for people that understand AI. And what that means is how to use the AI, which they call an AI agent. The agent is simply computer code that you program to do a specific task. So let's just say if Tamika had an AI agent, she could program that agent to answer the phone. Every time somebody called, the agent would say, "Welcome to Butteriffic, how may I help you?" So the agent is what does the actual work. So jobs and companies now are looking for people that understand that technology. If you come into going in the future, the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, and you graduate high school, you get out here in the real work world, and you try to do a traditional job, a lot of companies are not looking for people with that skill. Amazon don't want people that just move boxes anymore. Amazon wants employees that understand technology. Amazon will pay you to actually go to school. They pay a lot of their employees. They gave them incentives to go back to school to learn engineering, technology, computer algorithms, things like that. Amazon is a technology company. Did y'all know that? So a lot of people think that Amazon makes their money delivering packages, right? That is not true. Amazon does not make money delivering packages. I know you see people, Amazon vans and workers dropping off packages in homes and businesses. Amazon Their most profitable and the company that's not well known is called AWS. AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. In layman terms, what that is, Amazon owns a company that owns a bunch of data centers, and the data centers control internet traffic. And so Amazon runs 25% of all internet traffic globally. So what that means is, if their servers go down, your favorite apps will go down. YouTube will stop working. Your banking app will stop working. Roku TV will stop working. Chase Bank, Bank of America, Allstate Insurance, all these different streaming platforms and apps that's used by people will stop working because Amazon controls all of that internet traffic. So AWS is the economic engine. That's the money maker for Amazon. It's not delivering packages. And a lot of people don't know that. So I tell you that to say, take interest and look into a skill, into technology. I don't know what it is that you guys would like to do. Have you decided on what you want to do in life yet? A career path? Y'all know what you want? You know what you want to do? What would you like to do? Start a business. Entrepreneurship. Great. Any idea what kind of business you want to start? Not really? Okay. What about you? You go to the Marines? Okay. That's cool. But once you finish the Marines, what do you want to do outside of the Marines? Okay. The Marines is a good field. I mean, you will see so much in the Marines. I mean, you will travel the world and you will learn a lot. But again, keep in mind, even at the Marines, they use IT people. They need people that can run the numbers. They need people that's gonna know how to use technology. They know how to repair stuff, know how to fix stuff. That'll never go out of style. We'll always need people to do that. So that's just something to keep in mind. What about you ladies? What would you ladies like to do? Family therapist. Okay. All right. That's a needed skill. You can go and talk to. You can work in what like a social worker, social settings, that kind of something like that. Okay. I knew a young lady that worked in. She was working in like correctional facilities. She worked in jails, but they hire therapists. They need people to come in and talk to some inmates. So I mean, that's a career. What about you? A nurse? Okay. Nursing. That'll never go. Nursing will never. We always will need nurses. There's an actual shortage of nurses across the country. So you guys have you have great skills, great fields that y'all want to be in. I'll tell you, starting a business, wonderful thing. If you do a service business never go out of style. And what I mean by service business, car washing, heating and air service, plumbing, grass, landscaping. I met a guy in the airport one time. I was talking to this guy. He started a landscaping business where they would just go and cut different people's yards in the neighborhoods. The business grew so much. He was making so much money. He ended up hiring employees because it started with just cutting one yard, then it was two, then it was the whole block, then it was several blocks. And so the business grew. He told me he was making somewhere around $250,000 in about 4 to 6 months. So between May to September, October, something like that. But he ended up shutting the business down because he couldn't find good workers. So, but I said that to say, if you want to do a business, you can do any business you choose, but a service business, people will always need that. They always need, like now, if somebody needs in the summertime, somebody needs their heating and air fixed, they're gonna call whoever to come fix it, and they pay whatever to fix it. So that's recurring, somebody gonna pay for it. So I applaud you for wanting to start a business. So that's it. And all you guys can do. So like I said, I just wanted to encourage you and talk to you and first of all, like I said, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak to you. You guys are young brains, y'all can do whatever y'all put y'all mind to. Don't let somebody tell you because of where you come from, the neighborhood you come from, or who your parents are, or whatever. You can do whatever it is you put your mind to. Like I said, I grew up in Walker Home, right over behind Mitchell High School. My parents still live over there to this day. I'm just a regular kid from the neighborhood, what we call South Memphis, we call the hood, Walker Home. A lot of my teachers and things like that, people that worked in our school or people from our area, they didn't think some of the people would make it out. You know, their expectations were low, but I'm one of the ones that beat the odds. So I grew up, I stayed out of trouble, I've never been to jail, I don't have a criminal record, I don't have any children, I stayed the course and took care of myself, and here I am today, 41 years old. But I have a successful career, I have a successful business, my business constantly growing. Our coffee, we started in 2019 with our coffee business, and literally in 7 years, the business grew from zero revenue to doing nothing, and now we're in over 20 locations in the city. We sell in Super Low, we in Cash Saver, we sell in the airport. So we sell coffee all across America. We sell on Amazon.com. We ship coffee to 30 states. So I just say that to encourage you guys, whatever it is you put your mind to, you can do it. Y'all have any questions? Anything you want to ask? It don't matter what it is. It can be career related, it can be life related. Doesn't matter. Don't be bashful. Don't be shy. Whatever you want to ask.
What was the most trending career while you were growing up?
You said what?
What was the most trending career while you were growing up?
When I was growing up. So of course, I graduated high school in 2003. So that was 20 something years ago. But when I was coming along, they were trying to push us all to go to college. Of course, technology was not what it is today. So when I was coming along, YouTube had just launched. I think YouTube had started. I forgot what year YouTube came out. It was real young at that point. It wasn't what it is today. Facebook did not exist. Facebook was in its infancy. I think it started in like 04 or 05. We had MySpace and stuff like that. So of course, school was trying to push us to do careers that were, go to college. It was the traditional, go to college, get a 4-year degree, and go work for a company for 40 years, right? Well, as we have seen, that model is broken. People just don't work at companies for 40 years anymore like that. Go work for a company, retire, go work at a plant, go work for a manufacturing plant. People don't do that anymore. So now fast forward, now the trend is because technology has advanced so quickly, it has changed how we live, work, and play. So, for instance, everybody the only way you could get TV back then, because the internet was not a big thing. The internet didn't come out in 1995. That's when the internet came out. Netscape Navigator was the first web browser. And when the internet came out, it was slow. It wasn't what it is today. Now the internet is high speed, you download, you upload, you stream music. That didn't exist. Streaming music was not a thing when the internet first came out. And so because the internet has come out long, and technology has changed the way we work and the way we live and how we play, some jobs that used to exist, they don't exist anymore. So cable TV, cable vision was the number one provider of cable TV service. Now, if you want to know something, you just look on your phone and go to YouTube, and it's free to watch it. Versus we used to have to pay for it. So, and things are constantly changing. Music. When I was growing up, when I was y'all age, if you you wanted to listen to music, you went to the music store and bought a cassette tape or a CD. You didn't, there was no such thing as Apple Music and Spotify and streaming. That didn't even exist. A digital download, that did not exist at that time. And so now, because we have technology, Spotify, YouTube, and all these streaming platforms, now you can't even go buy music anymore. You can't go buy a physical CD anymore. They don't sell it. So, you know, again, things have changed, life has changed, technology has brought about change. The world is not the same anymore. So that's why I'm encouraging y'all to do something in the STEM. Anything you can do under the STEM, science, technology, engineering, math. If you get a career somewhere under those categories, you'll always have a job. You'll always be able to work, and you will make decent money where you will be able to take care of your family and take care of yourself. Other things like retail, some other jobs, warehousing, that type of stuff is slowly fading away. You know, I understand that, for instance, like fast food, right? You know, a lot of workers are pushing pay a minimum wage, pay a higher minimum wage. You got people, employees that want to work at McDonald's, they want to make $15, $20 an hour. Okay, great, it sounds good. But what companies are doing, there's a robot called Flippy. You can Google this, Flippy. Flippy. It is a robot, literally with a robotic arm that makes hamburgers. And so McDonald's piloted this robot. They started in Seattle, Washington. They tested the robot to see if it could make hamburgers. All it did, it's a robotic arm with a spatula that's screwed into the end of it, and all it do is just flip burger patties. It could make 180 burgers per hour. So the human being in the back, all the human being do is put cheese on top and onions, put it on the bun, and put most of the mayonnaise on. That's it. The burger, the robot did the work. And so now that they tested this concept, now McDonald's is trying to go nationwide in deploying these robots across that make hamburgers. Sounds cool. Here's the problem with that. It'll replace human beings. You know what I mean? So because humans want to make more money rather than McDonald's and other fast food joints, those jobs were never designed for high pay. So now you want to force the company to pay you more money. They'll bring technology in to do the job. Well, when you bring these robots in, somebody got to fix the robots. So that's where people like me come in and play. Because they'll call up me and they'll say, hey, we got 10 Flippies over there, it's not working, we need to fix it. Sure. And so I'll come in, I'll bring my laptop, I'll connect to it, we'll do a system update, we'll do a system download, we'll configure it, whatever we do. They pay me, come in and out, or however long it takes. So that's what I'm saying. We need, the way the world is going, you need to understand how to use technology. So take advantage of your cell phones. You know what I'm saying? When I grew up, we didn't have cell phones. A cell phone now is a very cheap thing. When cell phones came out in the 80s, and it was a luxury to have a cell phone back then. Even in the 80s or early 90s, if you had a cell phone in the 80s and early 90s, you were a rich person. They were very expensive. Very expensive. But now, a cell phone is nice. Everybody got a cell phone. So take advantage of that technology that you have in your hands. You can look up something, Google something, information is instant, just like that. Take advantage of that. And we live in the best country in the world, America. Your phone works everywhere. There are other people, children in other parts of the world who don't have the technology that you have. They don't have access to it. So we're very blessed in this country. So take advantage of that. Learn how, don't just look at YouTube and watch music videos. Learn the back end of how it works, how it's programmed, how it functions inside of a device. Trust me, that
get coffee, like I said, this partner and I started. When we were discussing what we were going to do, we landed on coffee for two reasons. Reason number one, coffee is what we call anti-recession proof or whatever. People drink coffee in up market or down market. What I mean by that is when the world is doing great, when the stock market is doing great, everybody drinks coffee. Well, when they depressed, when the stock market is down, inflation is up, wages are low, people still drink coffee.
Yeah.
And so that's why my business partner and I got into doing coffee. And so we figured out quickly, once we got into the business, coffee is what you call a high volume, it's a low margin, high volume business. So you make a little bit of money selling one bag of coffee, but you have to sell a lot of coffee to make a large amount of money. But, again, like I said, that's what made us get into it. And as far as it tasting better, it's small batch roasting. So what I mean by that is the machine that we roast coffee on, it's in a smaller drum style roaster. It's not like Folgers, right? So Folgers, Maxwell House of Duncan, they use those big, huge 250 kilogram roasters. Our roaster is not that large. It's nowhere near that large. So when the coffee is being roasted in the heating process, the way the big guys make their coffee, they burn it and they scorch the beans. Our coffee is in a smaller batch, smaller drum, it's not burning. So when we roast it, it tastes better. So like, and Tamika today, she sell our coffee here. Customers come here, they like the coffee. Some of the customers come, they come repetitively, and they want to come every week to try the coffee, drink the coffee, buy the coffee, because it tastes better than Starbucks or Folgers or Dunkin', big guys. It's just how it's roasted. That's what makes it different. Good question. That's a good question. And yeah, I got the answer. Cool. Well, y'all, sincerely, I appreciate y'all time. Thank you for listening to me, taking time. Like I said, y'all, I appreciate this opportunity. Y'all are young minds. You put your mind to. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. Trust me, if they tell you you can't do it, find a way to do it. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah. Dwayne Chaffen, ladies and gentlemen.